Hey everybody, welcome back to Burns Reviews, and today we are doing the complete collection of 4K Blu-ray and DVD, every movie that I have. I'm going to show you some extra stuff at the end, some iTunes movies that I have, and then also all the movies that you see in the background of my previous set. I'm going to go into all of it. It's going to be an extensive video. I've never done a complete collection video. I've got requests to do it, and what better time during a pandemic when we got some downtime to kind of talk about movies that you own. So, by all means, grab some popcorn, get comfortable, because we're going to be here for a bit, looking at every single movie. I have boxes, people. Boxes of movies. So, right off the bat, I do have these cases, right? They're kind of nice. Like, I can't even find the... Where are the extras? Okay, here we go. For my newer ones, I have these Steelbook cases that I got off of Amazon for like $30. You get 25 of them. I think they're a pretty good investment because if you have some like limited edition Steelbooks that you don't want to get dirty, rusty, kicked, you know, a lot of them like have these little nicks in them. I would definitely check them out. I left a link down below so you can go get these exact ones from my Amazon workshop if you want. Amazon Workshop, is that what it's called? Amazon Marketplace? Amazon... I don't know, but if you get them, I get like 2% or something like that. And they're just like worth having. Like I have, like here for example, you know, it's like this limited edition Once Upon a Time in Hollywood Blu-ray Steelbook. You know, you got Brandy on the back, and it just keeps the movie preserved a little bit nicer. You know, I like that because you don't want them to get like rusty. You don't want like little tiny dents in them, like when you're like moving them from A to B. I just like them. They are a little bit of a pain in the ass to get in and out sometimes, but I think all in all they're worth having. That's why I got to keep those digital copies too, because you know you don't always want to like break them out of the box. But without any further ado, let's get going. Number one, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. All right, I kind of love that movie. I saw it with I picked that up with Dave down in Dave Durant Cinema down in Massachusetts. It's just a good background Sunday afternoon movie that I watch like whenever it's just kind of raining and whatnot. It's just fun. It's Tarantino fun. And we got a lot more of Tarantino coming up. Alita, which was a limited edition. It also keeps the J card pretty well preserved. I think this is like one of the most underrated movies of 2019. I know a lot of people didn't see it. It's directed by Robert Rodriguez, who did Once Upon a Time in Mexico and Desperado and all those Spy Kid movies, the Sin City movies. And this is probably his best film. It was supposed to be, I think, James Cameron who was supposed to do it. He let it go. Great film, very well animated. I highly recommend Alita if you haven't seen it. I'm shocked how many people actually don't know this movie. At the same time, there is a petition right now to did I just right now to get a sequel to this movie, but considering Ed Norton's in it, I kind of doubt it. All right, moving on, we got 1917, Best Picture of the Year, I think, or what did it win? It should have won Best Picture. I know it won the Oscar, like a big one. It was either like director. Yes, I think it was director, because I think Parasite won for Best Film, right? Yeah, it definitely did. This is a great movie. It's one of those movies where it's built like one shot. I got the Steelbook exclusively at Best Buy. I highly recommend it. If you love Saving Private Ryan, you'll love 1917. Knives Out, another great Steelbook from Best Buy. It has the slip. What I really love about this movie is that if you take the slip off on the back and reverse it, it points to a certain individual on the cover, which I think is really cool. Braveheart, I just got this around Father's Day. It's got William Wallace, you know, really nice Steelbook. And by the way, guys, all of these Steelbooks, if you want to see what they look like on the inside, go to my channel, subscribe while you're there, and then you can see I have an unboxing for every single Steelbook when I do Blu-ray Tuesdays. Alright, moving right along, I also got Gladiator the same day. This was put out by, what company was this? What studio? Paramount. Paramount put out both movies on, I guess it was like the Tuesday before last. It was right before Father's Day. We actually watched Gladiator. I love this Steelbook because if you look at it closely, they actually put the, and I'm sorry if there's a little bit of a glare from the lights, they actually put the tiger in the reflection of the shield, which I think is really tight. I think it's really cool. Beetlejuice from FYE, I got this for like $10. It's a little bit underwhelming because FYE makes these Steelbooks super cheap. And with very little detail to it. It just feels like a lazy man steelbook. I don't love the steelbooks at FYE. Granted, I have only gotten a few of them, so maybe they're not all that bad, but they just feel like under development for like a quick buck. Jumanji, The Next Level. Funny movie. I laughed my ass off. I think it's way funnier than the first one. I would highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Big Hero 6. This one just looked really cool. Like, I have Disney Plus, but it's just like the artwork on it of Baymax going into the sky and whatnot. It just, I don't know. I kind of love that movie. It's like my favorite animated movie. I can't say Disney, I can't say Pixar, because I know it's like technically Marvel Disney, but it's my favorite animated movie. There, we'll go with that. The Hunt for Red October. I bought this when I was hanging out with Dave, because I just loved how red and cool it looked. It's actually a pretty decent movie. Anything with Sean Connery is pretty badass. This is actually not a steelbook. This is my Joker copy from Target. I really like the cover. Every other edition of this movie is not great. I mean, this is definitely my favorite. I like that the car is burning in the background. My last name is Burns. You got some fire. I'm kind of just like, I'm always down for that kind of thing. The steelbook was like white, and it had like a weird image of him kind of looking at a certain direction. I didn't like it. And then every other one is just like his face with the black background. That one is cool. And since it's like an exclusive from Target, I definitely held on to it in the casing. Red Rum, Dr. Sleep, the unseen sequel to The Shining. Highly underrated movie. You got Red Rum on the background. Pretty cool steelbook. I really like these steelbooks. And yeah, I highly recommend this movie too, because nobody saw it. It came out on Veterans Day, and everybody went to go see, what do you call it, Midway instead, which I hear is not a great movie. Yeah, I got this one too. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Honestly, I don't hate this movie. I kind of like it. I don't love it. I think it's serviceable and it's okay. It's not trying to be anything special. It's not my favorite. It's fine. But look at that cover art, man. Like the contrasting the red and the blue. I like that. I just like the look of it, and that's kind of why I get half of these steelbooks. It Chapter 1, great movie. It Chapter 2, another one that I got with Dave Durant. And then finally, oh wait, we got more. La La Land, from one of my first Blu-ray trips. Here's to the Fool Who Dream. That's what it says on the back. And it's just a really cool looking steelbook. Again, I got a video for that if you want to see the unboxing for it. The 45th anniversary of Jaws with the J slip on it. J card. And what I really like about this one is that it comes with a little booklet, and it's a 4K. The steelbook was not nearly as cool as this. I talk about that a little bit more in the video that, it's linked down below. Alright. And unfortunately, this one and the next one I show you... sorry, I dropped the J card. Because it comes in its own special little case like that, it will not fit inside the plastic covering that my other steelbooks are in. Unfortunately. And the other movie where I have the same problem with that is Logan, which I got, I think, from Target. Again, I didn't love the steelbook. It was too cartoony. This one is pretty cool because when you take the slip off, you got like a little digibook. And inside you got Logan Noir. It's black and white. And then inside you got the Blu-ray. But then you also have like this whole little flip book of like behind the scenes and production notes and stuff like that. And then in the back you got the special features disc. And I just like it. It's a nice little collectible. Unfortunately, both Jaws and Logan don't really fit in my cases. I'm going to have to get like a bigger case or just find a different way of preserving the quality of it. But those are actually my two favorite movies that I own as far as the packaging. I think it's really cool. I like both of them. Get in there. Okay. Moving right along, my favorite steelbook that I do own is the 4K triple pack of John Wick 1, 2, and 3. Again, I apologize for the glare. I love this movie. I love all of them, really. I think 1 and 3 are my favorite. 2 is okay. I really like 1 because it has the most originality to it, but 3 is probably the improved version of it. I mean, and 2 is like, you don't really understand why we're doing this. But they're all good. They're all good. The Hunt, which is a new pickup that I just got. Pretty decent movie, pretty underrated. The Gentleman. Again, love that movie. Super classy. Ex Machina, which is one of the biggest videos that I have on this channel. I got the 4K edition. I love this movie. It is just like, it's so like cerebral and weird, and I just dig it. You know, Alex Garland is a fucking genius. Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Not the greatest movie in the world, but I did see it at their roadshow. I have a video for that too. You can check it out. I met Kevin. I met Jay. The movie is damn funny. It was way funnier in theaters because I saw it with Jay and Silent Bob. They were upstairs in the balcony, and then a whole crowd of people. It was like day 1 of like the roadshow, and people were cracking up. I want to watch it again though because half the jokes, or at least like a third of the jokes, I couldn't entirely hear because people were laughing so hard. And then I watched it like a second time, and I'm like, it's not that funny. Or you know what it is? Once you see it, and once you kind of know where the jokes are coming, it's a little bleh. But I you know what it is? I love the Glenn Ross scene with Kevin Smith. It is the funniest scene in the entire movie. And it's got a little bit of heart, man. It's got a little bit of the, you know, Jason Mewes, like, steps up his game, so respect, man. Die Hard 4K. I have multiple copies of Die Hard. I don't know why. I just do. It's like I lose them and I find them and I buy a new one. I think part of it has to do that every Christmas I watch Die Hard, and if I can't find my copy of it, I'll just buy a new one. Because a Christmas without Die Hard is not Christmas. Bohemian Rhapsody on Blu-ray. It's got the slip. You know. I kind of like this movie how it has, like, the disc art. You know, they didn't cheap out on that. That's kind of cool. I dig that. The last 20 minutes of that movie are the best part of that movie. Because it's basically a concert, so I dig it. And that concludes, like, mostly the Blu-rays section of this video. Beyond that, I have a lot more, but they're all DVDs, and my goal right now is to basically just replace them and upgrade them to 4K or Blu-ray, depending on how much I still like those movies. Some of them, like this one, Pulp Fiction, I really like the casing for it, and I refuse to part with it. I mean, I know it's like 720p. It doesn't look spectacular on a 4K TV, but, I mean, just check this out, right? Look at this. It comes in this. Ugh. Right? And then you open it up, and look at that. It's just, I love the inside artwork that a lot of times when you go to get a movie today... Oh, yeah, it's missing one because I have it in the PS4 because I was watching it today. There you go. You got behind the scenes with Tarantino and Uma. I was watching that today. It's a great movie, but check this out too. This is like one of those things I'll never throw away because I doubt they'll do it again this well. The inside you have the Jack Rabbit Slims menu, which is kind of cool. It's a smaller version of it, but I mean they don't do this kind of stuff in Blu-rays today. It's always like the cheap clamshell, the blue, and like just very little effort put into it. I was watching The Gentleman, and the bonus features were kind of laughable. I guess bonus features are just not really a big thing anymore the way when DVDs first came out. I think they used it as like a marketing thing, and now they don't. And then they got like the 30-page booklet, and it's just like, you know, behind the scenes kind of stuff. You know, it's got like little stories and clippets, and it's got like, you know, just like all kinds of little stuff. And I dig it. Like, I don't know why movies today don't really do this as much as they used to, but I guess like people realize, well, you know what, it's too time consuming, it costs too much money. I imagine it costs like an extra $1 million per movie to try to do like these bonus features and whatnot. I have no idea how much it costs, I'm just taking a guess. And somebody said, you know what, we've ran the numbers, it's not worth doing, we're not going to do it anymore. They're still buying it. But I mean, just look at the inside though. Look at that, they even got pumpkin and honey bunny on the inside. I dig that, man. I dig that. And that's why I'll never get rid of this, where'd it go? This Pulp Fiction edition. I went online to see like what the Blu-ray looks like, and it's like this, It's like this like chromy. It's kind of like the Terminator 2 that I have. It's like silver, like this, which is cool, but it's like, I don't know, it's not Pulp Fiction to me, you know? And while we're here, here's my Terminator 2. I know that they came out with the 4K edition and they color corrected it to make it more of like a purple color, but this one I just dig it. I mean, unfortunately it's got a little dent in there, and it's always sliding out. But again, you open it up, and it's 2 discs, but you got like a 30-page booklet of like the whole movie. Just like random stuff. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I just like it. They got stories from like James Cameron and Arnold and everybody else. I dig that. So those kind of things I'll probably hold on to. And then of course there's also movies that are no longer, they're not available on Blu-ray or streaming. Like True Lies is one of those movies. You can't get it in Blu-ray. I don't know why. The other movie is Dogma by Kevin Smith. You cannot get a Blu-ray copy of Dogma. I found out recently the reason why is that Harvey Weinstein owns it, and now he's kind of up in the air, and it's kind of just stuck. Kevin Smith wants to put it into streaming, he wants to put it into 4K, but he can't. There's not even a Blu-ray. Speaking of Tarantino, we got True Romance, although he didn't direct it. I think it was Tony Scott, right? Yeah, Tony Scott. And then, again, the same thing. Like, look, the treatment for this is pretty cool. Like, it's got, like, the booklet. It opens up. Right, and I don't know, like, they don't make this kind of thing anymore. It's always the cheap-looking, you know, blue shell, so, I don't know. And this is, like, a highly quotable movie. Like, I love that scene with Christopher Walken. He's like, "You're an eggplant, you're a cantaloupe, hey!" Jackie Brown, again, the Tarantino movies have a really nice treatment to them. They got that you open it up. And I've had these movies for years, but they're just, I don't know, I dig it. Again, the booklet, the 2-disc, the artwork, it's nice. Like, why would you get rid of them? It's got the little bullet holes, kind of cool. Kill Bill 1 and 2, and it came with the slip, and you can slide them out the side. And, you know, these look super bland and boring, I'll admit. But, like, I don't know, I mean, until I replace them, I have no real reason to get rid of them. Point Break, fantastic movie. I'm an FBI agent. Pirates of the Caribbean. Pineapple Express. A blank one. When you open it up, it's got a Blu-ray of Silver Linings Playbook. I lost the casing. I don't know where it is. Once Upon a Time in Mexico, a mostly hated guilty pleasure from Robert Rodriguez. I enjoy it. I don't watch it a lot, but when people kind of shit on it, I kind of defend it a little bit. It's just, I don't know, it's fun. I know it's not like movie gold, but whatever. Mystic River. Outland. I've never seen this movie. Phone Booth with Colin Farrell and Kiefer Sutherland. Kill the Irishman, which is it's an okay movie. It's got Christopher Walken. There was a point where I owned every single Christopher Walken movie on DVD. Memento, which is a fantastic movie by Christopher Nolan. If you haven't seen it, it's like his second movie. Definitely check it out. Porky's 1 and 2. This is the first movie on DVD that I ever got. It was 1998. I was, I guess, 10. And I was at Blockbuster Video, and my mom was like, "All right, kids, you know, you can buy any movie you want. You can pick 2. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get The Shining, because it scared the bejesus out of me, and I knew it was a longer movie, so I can get a lot of watch out of it. And I got Porky's and Porky's 2. It was a combo pack. I don't think I've ever seen Porky's when I got it. All I knew was that there was a shower scene with like a bunch of girls, like high school girls or whatever, college girls, I forget. And they were all naked, and they got guys like kind of looking in, and I was 10 years old, and I was like, boobs! And I said, you know what, I want this. My mom didn't even like second guess it. She wasn't like, I don't know. She was like, okay, honey. And Porky's it was. Not a good movie. And I've never seen Porky's 2 the next day. Porky's 1 is like hard to watch. Every time I try to watch Porky's, which is literally never, but the one time in the past year I tried to like watch it again, because it was on TV, all it does is make you go, I wish Animal House was on, because it's a far better movie. The first Iron Man movie. Harold and Kumar Part 1 and 2. 2020. Oh no, wait, it's Harsh Times with Christian Bale. Pretty funny movie. The first Jurassic Park, spared no expense. Alright, The Mask of Zorro, pretty good movie. Patrick H. Willems just did a video on it. It's pretty cool, definitely go check that out. Kind of makes you realize how good that movie actually is. The Matrix 1, The Matrix Reloaded, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Again, I just like how it comes in a slip. I mean, I don't know, I dig that kind of thing. So, that kind of stuff I'm going to hold on to. The rest I might throw away. True Detective Season 1 on Blu-ray. This is another one that I'm so happy I got. Because, like, that's the front, right? And that's the back. And then it's basically a fold-out. So, you got Woody, McConaughey, and then when you open it up... Oh, okay, digital copies. You got, like, the whole cast from different scenes. And it's such a good show where, like, most TV shows that people get... on DVD or Blu-ray, like, they just end up being sold at GameStop like a year later or so. This is like a movie. It's got 2 movie stars in it, and I think it's like 8 episodes, 8 hours. It's kind of like a little mini-series. It should have been a mini-series because the sequels are god-awful. Season 2 and 3 are I haven't seen 3, but 2 was really bad. There's a bomb on the bus, Jack! When it goes 60, it's active. What do you do? What do you do? Or pop quiz, hot shot. That's what it is. I love Keanu. I love anything Keanu Reeves. Keanu can do, well, he can do some wrong, but he hasn't done wrong in about 20 years. So, moving right along, The Wedding Singer. This is like a favorite movie. It's probably my favorite Adam Sandler. Well, that's not true. I like Happy Gilmore, but it's probably the best that Adam Sandler has ever acted in his career. Like, he really tries in this movie. I mean, Uncut Gems is him just being the obnoxious guy that he is. This one, he really... It feels like he didn't phone it in. I love that movie. Nothing to Lose. Kind of an underrated movie. I think it's actually funnier than Bad Boys, as far as Martin Lawrence. Like, he's just... And you got Shawshank himself right there, Tim Robbins. Nick of Time with Christopher Walken and Johnny Depp. You know, Mr. Watson, I told you, I'd make a killer out of you. Red Eye with Cillian Murphy, Scarecrow, very good movie, Wes Craven. The Negotiator, this movie I used to like a lot. I don't talk about it too much anymore because it does have Kevin Spacey. But it does have Samuel Jackson, and it's a good, like, movie, like a hostage negotiation movie. It's well written, it's well paced, there's action. Unfortunately, it does have Kevin Spacey, so... What are you gonna do? Yeah. I always feel kind of weird whenever Kevin Spacey pops up on the screen. I'm like, should I watch it? Should I not? Is it weird? The Patriot with Mel Gibson and all of his children who never age throughout the movie. There's Something About Mary. The special edition contains outrageous, never-before-seen footage plus karaoke music video. That's true. That song, Build Me Up Buttercup, was like the biggest rage when that movie came out, so that makes sense. Minority Report with Tom Cruise. Network, I'm mad as hell, I'm not taking it anymore. V for Vendetta, remember the 5th of November. I like this movie quite a lot, but then again, it's also on Netflix all the time. They're always trying to push it on me, so I'm probably not going to buy it. Three Kings, this is a movie that I just watched. It's got like the little clip, I know. But like, this is a good movie, man, and... It holds up. It's David O. Russell, the guy who did all those Jennifer Lawrence movies like Silver Linings Playbook and American Hustle. It's really well made. I enjoy it quite a lot. And you got Prime Clooney, Prime Marky Mark, and Ice Cube. I always fuck up his name. The only way I can figure it out these days is like, because I always call him like Ice-T, Ice Cube. But there's that commercial where he's like, Ice-T is doing it, and he's like, Lemonade! Read the sign. Meet the Parents. I see you, fucker. March of the Penguins. I've never seen this movie. I probably should. I know it was like the biggest movie at the time, but I just don't give a shit. Sleepers, which is kind of like the movie Spotlight. It's got Kevin Bacon, Robert De Niro, Dustin Hoffman, Jason Patric, Brad Pitt. I remember Brad Pitt. I remember Kevin Bacon being a creepy guy, and you want him to die because I think he abuses these children, and they all got like PTSD, like, because of it. Not a happy movie. And like I said, it's kind of like that movie Spotlight with the priests and the whatever. Monument Avenue with Dennis Leary and what's his name? Martin Sheen. Pretty decent film, like indie movie, underrated. Nobody saw it, but I enjoyed it. The Maltese Falcon, which is a classy movie. You know, everyone should see it. You got Humphrey Bogart. It's just a class act movie. And then to counterweight that, the most classless thing that I can own, the triple feature of Vin Diesel with Knockaround Guys, Boiler Room, and A Man Apart. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. The Long Kiss Goodnight, another movie that's terribly underrated. Hot Fuzz, one of my favorite comedies of all time, the Cornelia trilogy. The Hangover, which I watched this recently the other day. It doesn't really hold up. I mean, I don't know if it's because I watched it so many times in 2009 that I know every joke coming, but it's just not as funny as I thought it was. The first Halloween movie from 1978 with The Slip, which is pretty cool. I like that quite a bit, actually. Probably going to upgrade it, but for the time being, that'll do, pig. That'll do. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Grail? A shrubbery! She turned me into a newt. I got better. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I love this movie. I watch it every Thanksgiving. Highly recommend it. Check it out. It's probably on TV anyway. Pool Hall Junkies with Christopher Walken and Chaz. I always mess up his name. Chaz Palminteri. Yeah, he's pretty good. Indie movie. It's got Lex Luthor from Smallville in it. He's pretty decent, I guess. And it's like the movie The Hustler or The Color of Money. It's all about pool sharks, and I dig shit like that. Office Space. Anyone who's ever worked in a cubicle will have a deep appreciation for this movie. I Love You, Man. Just a feel-good comedy that I've watched a billion times in my dorm room. The King of New York with Christopher Walken and Larry Fishburne. This movie is actually pretty good. It's a crime drama. Walken is like this kingpin who gets out of jail, and he just messes shit up. Yeah, it's like Goodfellas. I would check it out. Walk the Line. True Lies. Again, this is what I was telling you about. They don't have it on Blu-ray, so if you got a copy of a DVD, I don't know if they're streaming it. I would definitely check it out. Or, you know, just watch HBO, because it's always on HBO. Training Day. White Irish Drinkers with Stephen Lang, Karen Allen, and Peter I don't know. I've never seen this movie. I think my dad got me this movie like for Christmas one year. He's like, "We're Irish? Irish!" And I was like, what the fuck is this? Anyway, never watched it, but maybe it's good. Whiplash, which will give anybody PTSD. I feel so bad for that kid. I remember watching that movie going, this is really fucking good, though. Like, I thought it was like a small indie movie, and maybe it was, but I'm like, this is very well made. I'm like, I'm gonna watch this again. When that car flips in the end, I'm like, fuck! X-Men 1.5, because it's like one of those gimmicks where, you know, it's got like the pull out, the future is here, and it's got the same thing where you can kind of, it's got like the booklet, the whole bit. Yeah, 1.5 is basically like, we put all the deleted scenes back into the movie or some shit like that. Wild Things, a very sexy movie from the 90s. I watched this movie quite a bit. Oh no! Young Guns, West Side Story, Total Recall, Mars, The Usual Suspects. Again, this movie is doubling down because it has Kevin Spacey and it's directed by Bryan Singer. So, all right. A Streetcar Named Desire, The Whole Nine Yards, Suicide Kings, which is a movie that has Christopher Walken. It's a real whodunit kind of deal. I enjoy it. Shake and Bake with Will Ferrell, Talladega Nights. Pretty funny. I think Step Brothers is a little bit funnier. I haven't seen it in forever. Christopher Walken, The Best Of on Saturday Night Live. Again, Walken. Serenity, the movie sequel to Firefly. The Man in the Iron Mask. Rob Roy. Rush, which is this weird movie about like addiction and undercover cops, and it's actually an interesting kind of watch. The Beatles Magical Mystery Tour. That was definitely my dad's. The Replacement Killers, which is actually a pretty decent movie. Kind of underrated movies from the 90s. Resident Evil Extinction. This movie is trash. Red Dawn, the first one with Swayze and Charlie Sheen and the Corey brothers. Not brothers, but the Corey kids from the 80s. Whatever. Lucky Number 11. A River Runs Through It. The Bodyguard. Triple X! Get a Mountain Dew, Kyle. It's time to watch Triple X. The Beatles, Yellow Submarine, which is kind of trippy. The Wizard of Oz. Sea of Love. Spider-Man 2. Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. Stand By Me. Spaceballs. South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut. SWAT. You either SWAT or you're not. Pursuit of Happiness. Singing in the Rain. Sleepless in Seattle. The Right Stuff. Miracle, Never Opened. $1 Million Baby. Super Troopers. Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon, kind of creepy. Starship Troopers, which is like my favorite movie as a kid. It's a satire. It's funny. Some people will watch it and not know it's a satire. It is a propaganda movie, but it's a comedy, and it's fantastic. I highly recommend it. I'm gonna put it right there. No, I'm getting too high over here. I don't like how these movies are going into the screen. Starman, he's an alien. Stargate. Batman Forever. Batman Returns. Thelma and Louise. Michael Collins. Another copy of The Matrix Reloaded. War Games. Waiting. Varsity Blues. The Talented Mr. Ripley. Swordfish. Troy. I love that movie. I haven't seen it in forever. Tropic Thunder. I love this movie. I've watched this movie so many times in my college dorm. Holy shit. It was always on. That, American Psycho, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and I Love You, Man. Those were like the 4 movies that were always on. Occasionally, Mean Girls would kind of work its way in, depending on who I was hanging out with. Unforgiven. What About Bob? Wedding Crashers, another one I watched a lot back in college. Stepmom. Mystery Alaska. The Outsiders, Stay Golden. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the special edition version. This one's kind of cool though, because if you look at it, oh Jesus Christ, it's got a little metal plate in there that used to be on the cover of it, and then it's so much. The whole thing is like a chainsaw. All right, so that's kind of cool, and then the inside has a little evidence enclosed, and when you open it up, ugh. This is what I'm saying. Blu-rays don't do this shit. It's got all these evidence photographs of people being killed and crime scene shit. I just kind of dig the nice little touch that goes into that. So I'll probably keep something like that. Texas Chainsaw: The Next Generation. I got this from the dollar store. It has Matthew McConaughey and what's her face, Renee Zellweger. McConaughey is one of the Chainsaw family members, and he is chewing the scenery, overacting. It's funny as hell. If you see it at your local dollar store, pick it up. It's really funny. The original Texas Chainsaw movie. The original Terminator movie. Not Another Teen Movie. Toy Story 1 and 2. This is Spinal Tap. Another copy of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. This is a little book thing. It has a whole thing to it. X2, X-Men United. Friday the 13th Lenticular. Ooh. I dig that. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Inside Man. On the Waterfront. Gladiator. The Matador. And Ocean's 11. Jingle All the Way. Put that cookie down! Man on Fire. Mallrats, which is, again, this is a movie I'm not going to rush out and get the Steelbook. Not the Steelbook, the Blu-ray, if I have it on the DVD. I don't know when I'm going to pop in the Blu-ray of Mallrats. I don't know. Love Actually. The Lost Boys. Lord of War, which I think is a criminally underrated Nicolas Cage movie. Me, Myself, and Irene. This movie does not hold up. It used to be funnier when I was a kid, and then I grew up, and now it's not funny. Mean Streets with a Martin Scorsese movie. National Lampoon's Vacation, and Rudy, Rudy, Rudy. Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, Return of the King. These are pretty cool though, because they do come in like these, like, first of all, they're the extended cuts, because, you know, if you want more walking, again, you get, like, I don't know, the detail, man, the detail. But yeah, I'll probably upgrade, if I even do, because I don't know if I need walking hobbits in my life anymore, but, you know. Baby's Day Out, a terrible movie. The Big Hit with Mark Wahlberg. Oh yeah, I don't want your boat. I don't want your boat. I don't want to do the job. You're a bad guy, Lou Diamond. I don't like you. Big Fish, Tim Burton, kind of a sappy movie. Big Daddy, I love this movie. I wipe my own ass. And Then There Were None, great movie. Old movie, but good one. The Color of Money. Click. The Addams Family. Action Jackson. The 25th Hour, which, again, an underrated movie with Ed Norton. Spike Lee joint. 21 Grams. I don't remember this movie at all. Like, I know I saw it, but I couldn't tell you anything about it. Borat, my wife. The Basketball Diaries, which is a very dark movie, but even at age, what, 10? I don't know how old Leo is in this movie, but it's got Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's got Mark Wahlberg, and they're both, like, 16 in this movie, and they're pretty good. I mean, they both play drug addicts, but they're pretty good. Solid flick. Very solid one-time watch and never again. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I don't know how I feel about the new one. I just saw the trailer, but I hope it's good. Cillian Murphy from Peaky Blinders and The Wind That Shakes the Barley. Haven't seen it. Season 1 of Mr. Robot. I like this show quite a bit. Season 1 was, like, definitely the best season. It's still good, but I don't know. As the seasons went on, it kind of floundered about a little bit, so. And again, I know it's not a movie, but it makes its way in. As a guy from Jersey, I have the limited edition Clerks TV show. It's actually not half bad. ABC tried to make a TV show out of Clerks. It's very PG. It's very cartoony. Like, if you look at the back, you got Jay holding a stick of dynamite. There's a whole bit. I love, though, that they have an Alan Rickman-type villain. It's not really Alan Rickman, but his name is Leonardo. I like this show. I haven't watched it in forever. It is dated, but I would recommend it. If you could find it, check it out. Season 1 and 2 of It's Always Sunny. Batman, the animated series, The Legend Begins. I have the whole series now, so whatever. The Majestic with Jim Carrey. I remember thinking like that was one of those movies that Jim Carrey did a better job, but watching it again later, it's not very good. The Original Producers with Gene Wilder. Scooby-Doo meets Batman. It's fun. It's probably better than Scoob. The Blue Max. Brigadoon. Go to the secret place that is Brigadoon. Brian's Song. The movie that makes grown men cry. The sports movie. It's good. Breakfast at Tiffany's. I think I know the song better than the movie. The Boys and Girl from Country Clare. Never opened. Don't know what it is. It's an Irish movie. Austin Powers and the Spy Who Shagged Me. Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. Analyze This. Never opened. American Wedding. American Pie 2. American Pie 1. American Beauty. American Sweethearts. Always Outnumbered, Always Outgunned. This movie was an HBO movie. It's got Lawrence Fishburne in one of the greatest performances I've ever seen from him. It's about a man on a road to redemption. I love this movie. He reminds me of Jules from Pulp Fiction. He's trying to turn the corner, but he's in the ghetto, and he's trying to mentor this young guy, and it's really, really good. A lot of people don't know what it is. Definitely check out this movie. Always Outnumbered, Always Outgunned. I haven't seen it in a while, but I thought it was really, really good. And I'm going to lose all credibility now by following that up with the Nicolas Cage Trilogy Pack. And what we have in here, we're going to look at that. I'm Nick Cage. Oh. Not the bees! Not the bees! What do we got? We got Raising Arizona. Trapped in Paradise, which is kind of funny, and Kiss of Death, which I think is unintentionally funny. You have David Caruso and Nicolas Cage both trying to act seriously and are unintentionally funny. I remember Nicolas Cage is like, "Oh, I don't like metal in my mouth, so I eat with a spork." And later in the movie, David Caruso has like a metal gun in his mouth. He's like, "You don't like the taste of metal, do you?" It's so hammy and over the top. All the President's Men. Die Another Day, 007 with Pierce Brosnan. The shitty one, I think, where he's like paragliding on a waterfall or some shit. Tomorrow Never Dies, which is... I like that one. That's the one with like the newspaper guy. It's got Terry Hatcher. It's like probably the second best Brosnan movie. The World Is Not Enough. This one is shit. That's the one with the girl from Mrs. Charlie Sheen who plays Dr. Christmas. The Spy Who Loved Me. I don't know. I haven't seen this movie in forever, but I'm not a huge Roger Moore fan. Never Say Never Again. The movie that Sean Connery came back to play Bond. Jerry Maguire. Show me the money, man. Show me the money. Jackass number 2. You know. And this is really cool, actually. This is Jackass the movie number 1. And I wish I still had the photo. But if you look, you can see there's an autograph on it. Let me think. In 2008, Ryan Dunn went to my local Monmouth Mall in Eatontown, New Jersey, because he had a new line of sunglasses and sneakers. I got the sunglasses; they're really cool, and he signed the inside of this. If you look at it, yeah. So this is what it should look like. That's like the original slip, and what the inside looks like is that. But that's usually over here. I took that out and had him sign that because he's the one that actually shoved a toy car up his ass. So I'm like, dude, was that as painful as it looked? And I remember him saying like, that was not a fun day. That was not a fun day. And he got a good laugh that I actually put the that as the cover. So rest in peace, Ryan Dunn. You were the ending of Jackass and all that. Because, I don't know, there's been talk lately about them redoing or making like Jackass 4, which I don't see how they're going to do that considering like Ryan Dunn has passed away and I know Steve-O is like on the mend from like rehab and all that shit. The only one who's going to like be into it is Knoxville because he's probably needing the money and yeah. Oh, Bam is the other one. Bam is a drug addict and he can't get his shit together. I really don't see them making a 4th one, but they're trying. They're trying. I think it's a little messed up considering you're not going to have like half the people in it, but you know, whatever. Moving on, The Jackal with Bruce Willis, Richard Gere, and a very odd performance from Jack Black. The Italian Job with Mark Wahlberg, The Last Samurai, Tom Cruise, Disney's Lady and the Tramp, Ladder 49 with Travolta and Joaquin Phoenix, The Longest Yard, the original one with, Burt Reynolds, pretty good. Half-Baked, not really good. It doesn't hold up, I'm sad to say. James Dean and Giant, Devil's Advocate, Hooah! God is an absentee landlord. Deliverance, movie creeps me out. The Deer Hunter. Again, we're going back to like alphabetical, I see. The Dogs of War with Christopher Walken and Tom Berenger. Tom Berenger, the only thing I know Tom Berenger from is like the Major League movies. And he's in Inception. He's like the uncle to Cillian Murphy that Tom Hardy goes in disguise with. Disturbia, I don't like this movie. I don't even know why I own it. High Noon, the original like Western movie. If you like Logan or any of these like The Mandalorian, check out High Noon. Pierce Brosnan in The Heist. Dead Man Walking. The Day the Earth Stood Still with Keanu Reeves. I don't know why I own that. I'm ashamed to own it. The Day After Tomorrow. Dirty Dancing. Dumb and Dumber, which is not opened. I got this as a gift for Christmas. Never opened it. I think I intended on exchanging it and never did. Mel Gibson and Hamlet. Blue Thunder, movie about jet fighters. GoldenEye. I love GoldenEye. For England, James? No, for me. Dr. Zhivago. The Misfits with Cary Grant and Marilyn Monroe. Daredevil. Daredevil is shit, but I don't know. I liked it a lot at the time. I think it was one of those movies that was like super amped up, and I was excited to see, and I was probably just in denial about how bad it was. And it's very much a 2000s movie, but it's my guilty pleasure. I'm sorry. Bruce Willis and Bandits with Billy Bob. The Devil's Own, very good movie. It's about the IRA. The Hustler with what's his face? Paul Newman. Interview with a Vampire. Independence Day. The Interpreter. I don't know why I own that. Inherit the Wind. Oh my god. Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. I thought, you know what? I never saw that movie. We just bought it and watched it, and yeah. Bruce Willis, The Kid. Just Cause with Sean Connery and Lawrence Fishburne. The Jungle Book, the original one. Jumanji, the original one. Logan's Run, the original one. Christopher Walken in Brainstorm. Grumpier Old Men. Kind of makes you wonder why we don't have the original. Hollow Man, which is like, I don't know, if you just saw The Invisible Man, I would highly recommend Hollow Man. It's a weird, dark, R-rated movie. There's some sexy scenes in it that you're like, damn, Kevin Bacon's a pervert, you know, but I don't know, it's like a gritty movie. I kind of like it in that way. Because, like, let's be real, like, there's a lot of people that would probably do some really messed up stuff if they could be invisible, so. And it's a 90s movie, so, like, oh no, wait. I think it's the year 2000. I don't know, but it might as well be a 90s movie. Deep Rising. Hitch. Dreamcatcher, a movie that most people hate, but I kind of like it. I don't know, whatever. The Watcher with Keanu Reeves. Not a good movie, but Keanu Reeves and James Spader both try their hardest to make it a good movie, and it's just an interesting watch. Keanu got suckered into that movie because he signed a contract thinking it was for something else, and rather than fight the contract and go to court, he's like, I'll just do the movie. That's how cool Keanu is. Tigerland. I heard Joel Schumacher just died. He actually did Tigerland, which is not a bad movie. Joel Schumacher gets so much shit for that Batman movie that he just doesn't get a break. The first Spider-Man. The first Magnificent Seven. The first How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the cartoon. Goodfellas. Always want to be a gangster. Hey, Spider, go get your shoebox. The Godfather. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Burn After Reading. Bulletproof. Bullet. 9.5 Weeks. State of Grace. I like this movie quite a lot. It's kind of like Gangs of New York or The Departed. It's just one of those crime New York City movies. It's got Gary Oldman is really good. You also got Ed Harris and Sean Penn. But Gary Oldman kind of steals the show, and Ed Harris is pretty cool too. Highly recommend it. This is back when like Sean Penn and Robin Wright were still kind of together. Great Irish crime drama. Also has John C. Reilly in it. He's pretty good too. The guy from Step Brothers. Shane. Again, they mentioned that movie in Logan. I love Shane. Come back. Great movie. The original Nightmare on Elm Street. The Mummy. The Mummy Returns. Actually, I did those out of order, but you get the idea. The Matrix Revisited, which is kind of cool. Like, it's like an in-between, not an in-between, but like a behind-the-scenes, like, documentary had them in the movie. Nutty Professor 2: The Clumps. I don't know why I own this. It was probably just like an impulse buy when it first came out back in the day. Rent the Musical. Lost in Space. Paycheck, the worst movie ever. I think we bought it ironically. Pushing 10, not a bad movie. Angelina Jolie at her prime. Pretty funny, actually. Let's see what else we got. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Civil Action. Young Frankenstein. I like this movie quite a lot, actually. Winter's Bone, a movie I've never seen, but Jennifer Lawrence was really big at the time, and I was like, check it out. What Lies Beneath, like one of the best Harrison Ford movies, because he's playing very much against type. He's always a good guy, and that one he's a little bit shady. Wall Street, the original one. The Thing, with Kurt Russell, John Carpenter, fantastic movie. I watched this movie when the pandemic began, and it's good. It's really good. Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise. The Bourne Identity. The Bourne Supremacy. All That Jazz. Airplane. After the Sunset. 10 Things I... Yeah, oh no. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Matchmaker. A Christmas Story. Children of Men. Great movie. Check it out. Charlie's Angels. It's a shitty movie, but it can't be any worse than that crap they put out last year. So, Thomas Crown Affair with Pierce Brosnan. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Titanic. Something's Gotta Give. Babel. I hate this movie. It's boring and dumb. The Last Seduction. This is actually a sexy kind of movie. It's a good mystery, too. To Catch a Thief. The Legend of Zorro. The crappy sequel. I don't recommend it. The Net, which is such an odd... This is like the most dated movie you can watch today in 2020. Pearl Harbor. Wall Street Money Never Sleeps. Tin Cup. Spy Game. The Notebook. The Original Straw Dogs. Stigmata. Oh, God. Body Heat. U.S. Marshal. Mission Impossible 2. Talk Radio. Taffin. Pale Rider with Clint Eastwood. No Mercy. Stand and Deliver. Notting Hill. A Perfect Murder. Die Hard Again. Showboat. Scenes of the Crime with Jeff Bridges, The Big Lebowski. And Match Point with Black Widow herself, Scarlett Johansson. Runaway Train. Vendetta. Mission Impossible 3. Men in Black 2. Sound of Thunder. Vanishing Point. Now and Then. The Whole 10 Yards. Vampires. Los Muertos with Bon Jovi. I'm from Jersey. I don't know why I have this. All I can say is that I'm from Jersey. The Mask of Zorro. The Thin Man. Slapshot with Paul Newman. Pretty good hockey movie, like the very first hockey movie. I enjoyed it a lot. Loved Paul Newman. Midnight Run. Midnight Cowboy. Meet the Fockers. Michael Collins. Jet. It's a concert movie. The Polar Express. Philadelphia. Sad movie. Tom Hanks has AIDS. World Trade Center. Sad movie. Everyone dies. Mindhunters. Nomads. Wag the Dog, which is a movie all about staging the news, because that never happens. The Sword. Three Swords of Zorro. The Wild One. Waist Deep, which is an awful movie I kind of bought on impulse. Don't check it out. It's, who's got it? Tyrese Gibbons. Yeah, from the Fast and Furious movies. The Nephew. Sound of Music. Season 1 of Firefly. Great show. Check it out. Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Bill Dunham. The Shawshank Redemption. My name is Morgan Freeman. Get busy living or get busy dying. Charade. Celtic Pride, which is an awful movie. It's like the first Judd Apatow movie, but it's not funny. It has Daniel Stern. It has Dan Aykroyd. I think I got this when I was a kid because I was like, I like Home Alone. I like Daniel Stern. I think I want to see him in more movies. And then I watched this and I'm like, no, I don't. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof with Paul Newman. Can't Hardly Wait. This movie is funny. It's dumb, and it's definitely a movie of the 90s, but it is funny. Congo. Alright. The East of Eden. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. The Incredibles. The Hulk. The Incredible Hulk. In the Name of the Father, a movie with, what's-his-face? Daniel Day-Lewis. The Illusionist. Although I think The Prestige is better. I, Robot. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Gangs of New York. Garden State. The Fugitive. And Frequency. Fiddler on the Roof. Fever Pitch. The Family Man. Executive Decision. I like this movie quite a bit. I would check it out if you haven't seen it. Kurt Russell has to fight a bunch of terrorists on an airplane that have taken it over. Evita. Ever After. Evelyn. Escape from New York. John Carpenter. Great movie. With Snake Plissken. Easy Rider. Detonator 2 with Pierce Brosnan again. Detonator 1. Detonator 1. The Greatest Show on Earth. The worst Halloween movie ever made with Busta Rhymes called Halloween Resurrection. Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. Half Nelson. I like this movie quite a bit. It's probably a little bit better than that movie, The Way Back with not Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. It's about a teacher who's got like a drug problem, but he's trying to figure it all out. It's got Ryan Gosling. Beatles Celebration. Guys and Dolls. Domestic Disturbance, a terrible fucking movie. Home Alone 2. Hollywoodland, pretty decent, but I haven't seen it in forever. It's the one movie where you can see Ben Affleck dressed up like Superman, which is kind of cool. Live Wire, because he played the TV version back in like the 60s. Bruce Willis, Live Free or Die Hard. Les Miserables, the 1990s version with Liam Neeson. The Leading Man with John Bon Jovi. I don't know why. Leaving Las Vegas, very underrated. Well, I don't think it's underrated. Did it win Best Picture? I guess it won Best Picture. I don't think people really talk about that movie much anymore because there's like Nicolas Cage, who's kind of like the worst ever. Fight Club and Fight Club. I was obsessed with this movie when I was like in high school, and yeah, it's just really good. That's probably why I have 2 copies of it. Val Kilmer in The Doors. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Gone with the Wind, so I don't have to go buy it on Amazon just because HBO Max isn't going to have it. Hang 'em High with Clint Eastwood. Grease. Donnie Brasco. The Great Gatsby, the original one with Robert Redford. Footloose. 5 Easy Pieces. A Fistful of Dollars, sorry. The Fisher King with Robin Williams. Final Destination. I like that movie. Especially the first one. The sequels, a combo pack of Ronin and The French Connection. Freedomland, a horrible movie. Freddy Got Fingered, a horrible movie. Frantic. Ford Brothers. Paul Newman in Fort Apache and the Bronx. Forever Young. Forbidden Planet. Batman the Animated Series Volume 1. The Great Escape, great movie. High Fidelity, also a great movie. Armageddon, not a great movie, but I enjoy it. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, not very good. Annie Hall. Dante's Peak. The Cutting Edge. Cruel Intentions, a very 90s movie. Criminal Law. Cable Guy. At Close Range, again, another walking movie. Arthur, the original one. Arsenic and Old Lace. Blown Away. Black Sheep with David Spade and Chris Farley. Fantastic movie. I know everybody likes Tommy Boy, but I actually preferred Black Sheep a little bit more. It could just be because when I was a kid, they would always play movies on HBO, and that was one of them that I watched a lot. And not so much Tommy Boy, so it's probably the one that just stuck. Probably more of a nostalgic thing. Black Irish. I don't even know what this is. I have no idea what that is. Aviator, although it looks like it's like stolen from not Best Buy, Blockbuster. Bruce Almighty. Goldmember. I don't know why, I don't know why, like, just once I can't get, like, a really good movie, like, well, I guess Die Hard is, like, the one exception where it's like, holy shit, we did it! We made it to the end! Wow! Alright, guys, so that concludes the DVD section, and the Blu-rays and the 4Ks. Now, what I have in, like, my personal Apple TV from, like, digital downloads are the following. Alita, Baby Driver, Batman Mask of the Phantasm, Batman the Killing Joke, The Big Lebowski, Blue Ruin, Central Intelligence with The Rock, Creed 2, The Crow, Deadpool, Die Hard, Dr. Sleep, Dumb and Dumber, the original one, The End of the Tour, Everybody Wants Some, Green Room, Heat, It Chapter 1, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, John Wick 2, Joker, Limitless, The Lobster, Logan, Midsummer, Moneyball, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Pet, A Love Story, Don't Ask, It's Horrible. I bought it on the first day it came out, and it was really bad. Pop Star and Never Stop, Never Stopping. I love that movie. It's so dumb and fun, but I love it. Ralph Breaks the Internet. Again, not a great movie, but Cassie wanted it. Rocky Balboa, Rocky 2, 3, 4, and 5. We had a marathon, so I figured why not. The Silence of the Lambs, the 90s version. Suicide Squad, it's the one that has like the Joker cut. I wanted to see, hopefully, if they had anything better in that. They didn't. It was fine. We're the Millers, my all-time favorite comedy. If anybody wanted to go, what's your favorite comedy? We're the Millers is a movie I can watch anytime, night or day. Scotty P. It's funny as hell. I love that movie. And of course, The Wolf of Wall Street. Now, like I said, as I promised, I'm gonna very quickly read off the movies that I'm missing, because I had a box of movies that were the props in the background of my old videos, and using like stills from those videos and using context and zooming in, I was able to put a list together of all the movies that are missing, which are probably the best movies. So, really quick, we have 8 Mile, 12 Angry Men, The Abyss, the first Aladdin movie, American Psycho, Animal House, Batman, Batman Begins, The Big Lebowski, Billy Madison, Black Hawk Down, Blade, Blade Runner, Blood Diamond, Blow, The Boondock Saints, The Breakfast Club, Brick, The Brothers McGillen, Casablanca, Catch Me If You Can, Citizen Kane, Conspiracy Theory, Clerks 2, Collateral, Con Air, Cool Hand Luke, Dead Poet Society, Confidence, Crash, Dog Day Afternoon, Dogma, which you can no longer get, and I had this really cool like special edition version of it. I'm so mad I can't find it. Domino, Face Off, Desperado / El Mariachi in a combo pack, Clerks, Cabin Fever, Chasing Amy, the Jack Ryan trilogy, Road Trip, Fargo, The Fast and the Furious, Almost Famous, Ted, Four Brothers, The Crow, Taken, Zombieland, The Dark Knight, The Departed, Home Alone 1 and 2, Back to the Future, Ghost Protocol, Batman Escape from Arkham, Drive, The Avengers, The Die Hard Collection, Beer Fest, The Cabin in the Woods, We Own the Night, John Wick, Guardians of the Galaxy, Shrek, Signs, Scary Movie 1 and 2, Solid, End of Days, The Professional, The Royal Tenenbaums, It's an Evening with Kevin Smith, which is really good, The Rocky Horror Picture Show, and Starship Troopers. Guys, thank you for hanging in with me. That's every movie. I have so much to go through because I have currently one shelf that holds 180 movies. And out of these 612 movies, I think, I have to pick which ones I'm going to put on the shelf. So thank you for checking in. Comment down below. Recommend a movie I should get. There's a lot of movies that I need to go. I'm going to rebuild my collection. So what do you think I'm missing? What do you think is like essential for my collection that every movie collector should have? Because I got a long way to go. I'll be honest. When I want to watch a movie today, I see so many movies, I mean, not right now, but typically I usually see so many movies in theaters every Friday or Thursday that, like, I don't always bother buying the movies. But lately I've been getting into it. And during a pandemic, now is like probably the best time to have physical home media. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already to see the other videos. I got a whole bunch of unboxing videos for all the Steelbooks that I have. You can check it out right here on the channel. Be sure to comment down below what's your favorite movie in your collection and what should I have in mind. Guys, thank you for watching. It's been a long video. I will see you next time.